Welcome to Thursday, which means it's almost Friday, which means nothing anymore because every day is like every other day now. Am I right? Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be cooking various things out of my fridge today just because I feel like cooking to help me prepare some nourishment for myself, to help me de-stress a little bit, to help me detach a little bit, to help me zone into some activity that will enable me to not be fully sunken into pure depression. I feel like my body has been winding down and wearing out for a while now, so it was only a matter of time before actually getting sick. And with the change in weather, you know, we have temperatures that are dipping between 50s and 30s. It's just everyone's been getting sick, and it all adds up. So just another reminder for you to pay attention to your body and take care of yourself. You know, and if you get sick, take some measures to allow yourself to heal as best as you can, as quickly as you can. I'm the worst at taking my own advice, just like my mom was, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop giving it to you. Should I have no child, you will all be my child. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to maybe sort out my kitchen a little bit. I noticed that when I'm burning out and stressed that, you know, I tend to really just neglect a lot of maintenance and upkeep, and I tend to let things get a little dirtier and they pile up, and that feeds back into my sense of well-being. So we're gonna do a little bit of taking care of ourselves, which is also taking care of business. And yeah, I really do need to stop licking hospital doorknobs. I really don't know why I do it. It's such a compulsion, but I don't recommend it. Don't do it, y'all. Yeah, I don't have COVID, y'all. For everyone who hasn't had to take a test every day for a year because their grandmother's facility requires them to take a test before they go in, that test is a negative test. So I am sick. It is currently not COVID based on government-issued COVID tests that haven't expired yet. So as far as I know, and again, you know, these rapid antigen tests are, I don't know how accurate they are, but according to the rapid test, I don't have COVID. I also don't know in terms of new variants if these tests will catch all variants of new COVID as they pop up. So there's no saying what I'm down with, but I am down with the sickness, whatever the sickness may be. Just generally speaking, there's a lot of sickness in the world, and all I can say is I'm not COVID, but I still feel like for sure my body is sinking into itself. It's demanding a lot of rest. I wanted to sleep during the day, which almost never happens. And unfortunately, I haven't really allowed myself to do that because of certain obligations and responsibilities, which is not wise and not self-care, but you know, we all make choices. But I am trying to be mindful of the fact that my body has been asking me for it, and so when I feel more ready to give it to my body, I will do my best to give it to my body. Until then, we're going to clean our kitchen up a little bit, and we're going to cook a little bit, and we're going to try to make something new for Grandma to eat because she's so sick and tired of my donuts. I thought the day would never come, but she stopped eating them. And Grandma will never say she doesn't like food, she'll just not eat them. So it really sucks for me to waste time making something that she doesn't want to eat. So I'm going to try to waste time on making something else that she might not eat, but that I don't know she won't eat yet. Does that make sense? So that's what we've got going on today. The first thing I'm going to do is skim off the fat on my chicken stock, and we're going to saute some scallions, and we're going to try to use this weird dough for some very makeshift scallion pancakes for Grandma. It's not a great recipe because I made this dough thinking I would use it for dumpling skins, but something's wrong with this flour that I bought. It's not the Bob's Red Mill flour. It's some cheaper flour that I bought just to pinch me over into when my Bob's Red Mill shipment would come, and it's like not performing. There's almost no gluten content in it, which is making it very hard for me to roll out into a cohesive skin that would hold a filling. So we're gonna use it for a makeshift pancake. This is gonna be pretty dense. It's gonna be like tortilla texture, which means that I wanted to season it up with some scallions, which is what we're gonna do now. So that's the first point of order. I have you up on my comments here, and you can chat, and let me just pop out all of your comments and get rid of that tab. Hi Sri Lanka. Okay. I'm also going to make some lentil soup for myself with leftover chicken broth. And I bought some chicken hearts from the farmer's market that I want to cook. And I also have some mushrooms. Maybe the mushrooms could go into lentil soup. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, cool. We got a game plan here. I also have some greens that we can cook into lentil soup. Fantastic. We're rich. We're rich. Rich in spirit and soul. Okay. Alright. One thing at a time. I'm going to try to not overwhelm myself here. Try not to break anything. I've noticed that as I've gotten more sick and tired, that my movements slow down and I like make a lot more mistakes. So just trying to also move slower. And not freak out as much as I normally do. This is some sauteed scallions that I made yesterday in olive oil, and I'm just going to make some in chicken fat today using the same pan so I don't have to wash it again because yes, I am just that lazy, which is really just another way of saying efficient. I'm efficient. Gorgeous chicken fat on top of the homemade broth here. Gonna try to cook off some of that stock. I had the foresight to wash all of my vegetables yesterday. So today we'll just chop. I'm going to turn this way down. It's going way too fast. I get really sluggish when I don't eat vegetables. I don't know how much of that is mentally driven, but it's definitely true. So try to eat some more veggies, maybe. By the way, quite a few of you reached out to me on Instagram to volunteer for Hour of Action. Thank you guys all so much for reaching out. I passed on your volunteering to Liz, who is one of the co-founders of this kind of guerrilla journalism that Hour of Action is doing. They're very thankful that everyone's pulling through, but we also don't want to onboard everyone right now because Liz is actually kind of also not feeling well, and we want to make sure that we have the best kind of structure set in place for everyone to join in on before we onboard them. We don't want to like throw you into a very chaotic scene. I think that can be very counterproductive and also kind of demoralizing. So we're just trying to take our time to figure some shit out before we add more people. We definitely think that more people is awesome. I've had a viewer who, actually 2 viewers who live in Europe, and at least one who is multilingual, a polyglot, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see how we can fit everyone on board to grow this volunteer effort to, you know, make sure that we're all staying involved in the movement. Various forms of liberation. I think our attention really highlighted Palestine in the last 2 months, and we're still highlighting Palestine, but also seeing the connections of how our striving for liberation comes to affect everyone across different borders, across different cultural backgrounds. There is always the same theme of trying to be free. So thank you all for reaching out. I'm really excited to get to know some more of you in depth, to work with you together, and hopefully once more people join on, there will be less burnout happening because on deck. And I think there's always been a sense of urgency, especially when we see a genocide unfolding, that we want to act as quickly as possible. But I've also found that pushing things through at a very fast rate can lead to a lot of disorganization, which actually is bad, because in the long term people have no faith in how systems run, and they have no faith in effective change. And so we're trying to really see how to not fall into that trap of a lot of different social movements where people just go all in and hard like me, and then get sick and then drop out. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. Send me so that, because my sick brain is like having a hard time remembering and organizing things. Send me a DM on Instagram and saying what you just said, and then I'll forward it to Liz via Instagram. Like, that's how we've been communicating for the most part, because a lot of these call to actions are Instagram posts. And so yeah, let's do that. Thank you so much for lending all these resources. One thing that I've really enjoyed experiencing in the last 2 months is all the cool people that I've met mobilizing together. So many different people from so many different backgrounds, all with different levels of experience in terms of mobilizing and speaking out and participating. And, you know, like, the situation in Gaza feels so fucking horrible and hopeless, and just it's hard to watch it. But also I think back very often to one of the protests that I participated in with Wool Palestine, and I think back often to that phrase that was, we are not liberating Palestine. Yes, and I feel that very much now, that I just keep learning about different perspectives on what it means to be aware and to be miserable in our status quo and to gather with other people who believe that it is worth doing shit to not stay in this current situation and in these current systems. And even if our actions don't have immediate visible impact, that it matters fundamentally for us to persistently believe and act on our beliefs that we can do better. And I think that makes life a little bit more meaningful and worth living for me. It is a change in mindset that has, I think, been very life-affirming in a lot of ways. And I think everyone has a different way of defining what life-affirming means for them. But for me, it means that it gives me this sense of hope in the helplessness that I experience pretty regularly, almost consistently. I hope you can smell these chicken fat scallions. Your porch pirate stole the seeds you ordered. No. Yes, it is totally okay that you use this as a form of body doubling. A lot of people do, and I actually didn't know what body doubling was until quite a few viewers told me about how they use my videos. Listen, these videos are just out here on the internet. You do with them what you want. I don't know what people do with my videos. I also have no control over my videos. Death of the author and all of that. This is yours now. Kale and lupini stew. That sounds so good. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. What is body doubling? Yes. Would anyone like to volunteer a definition? Who's not me? Because I don't feel confident enough to speak confident. Everybody drink your liquids, please. Eat your vitamins, drink your liquids, get your sleep. I've also been taking 2 ibuprofens a day, even though I don't really know what I'm actually sick with. I don't know if anybody else just takes ibuprofen, but honestly, besides vitamins, it's the only medicine that I have in my house right now, and I feel like it's kind of working because the first day I felt slightly low feverish. So I'm hoping that maybe this will help me not be that way. Congratulations on your carrot soup. Alright, I'm going to save a little bit of the scallions for me, and a little bit is going to be used for Grandma. We each get an even share of this deliciousness. And I'll move this out into a smaller container. How should I cook my chicken hearts, y'all? So I spent 2 days soaking it in water to drain it of its blood. And then it's been salted and lightly coated in cornstarch. And it's been sitting in the fridge overnight. So here's what it looks like. So how should we cook it? Good luck on your job interview. fried. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of mess. I can air fry them. Do you think they would taste good air fried? I was thinking of stewing them, honestly, because my body just doesn't feel great right now, and I feel like stewed chicken hearts could be really good, like a chicken heart curry type situation, or we could do this Japanese seasoning packet that we opened last time that I couldn't find on the counter and then I found later. Remember? We can do this. Currently just sauteing some scallions and chicken fat. Oh God. Yeah, my kidneys kind of hurt. My lower back kind of hurts. I also kind of want to bake, although I worry that it's a little too much to do in one day, so maybe we'll save the baking for tomorrow. But yeah, this scallion is looking pretty good. I bought the chicken hearts at the farmer's market because they had it on their menu. And by the way, because of budget cuts, our lovely Mayor Eric Adams basically cut over 2,000 jobs from the budget cuts and cut away all of the community funding for composting, which meant a lot of people are going to lose their jobs on top of not being able to continue with community composting. However, I just read on the Gothamist yesterday that a mysterious anonymous donor basically gave Grow NYC enough funding to keep the farmers market composting going, and 53 people were going to be laid off as of December 18th due to the budget cuts. Their jobs have now been extended to June of next year. So whoever that person is just kept 50 plus people on payroll for another half year and is extending composting services for basically a lot of people across the city. Is it Batman? I don't know. It's a nice little bit of news, you know? It's very soothing to know that that happened. Yeah, Instant Pot could work, definitely. The thing is, do I want to do Instant Pot or not? Like, I kind of almost don't want to clean the Instant Pot, if you know what I mean. It's so much harder to clean it than a normal pot. We're gonna let this scallion mixture cool before I start folding it into the janky dough that we're gonna use for Grandma's little makeshift scallion dumps. And in the meantime, I'm going to start on lentil soups. I'm gonna use a little bit of our scallion and garlic in this lentil soup. And gonna go in with some chicken stock. Gonna go in with our mushroom and mushroom stock. Your cats are enamored with me. I'm enamored with you. Hi, cats. Trinidad. Where's everyone from today? Did we all do location shout outs or did I just miss all of that? Sorry, my brain is like fully on half strike right now. Hibernation mode, rest mode. Yeah, I definitely want cats, guys. I just don't know when. Like, maybe when we get a ceasefire, I can get a cat. I don't know. But I can't even form coherent sentences right now. I've been making a lot of mistakes and typos, which is not good when you're in charge of writing newsletters, and it's just, I'm trying to figure shit out. But yes. It's not a no, it's just not a now. Hello, North Carolina, Amsterdam, Germany, unfortunately. Sonoran Desert, that sounds sexy. Rachel, you're in Brooklyn? Yeah. What do you have in Brooklyn? Minnesota, Michigan, land of the Danishes still. Howdy. Portland, howdy. Cali, what up? SoCal, India. Yeah, you have a fever. Okay. The universe decides when you have a cat. Yes, indeed. The universe does decide when I have a cat. Okay. So these lentils have been soaking since Sunday. I just didn't have time to make them. But now we're making them. Now they will be eaten. What up, Poland? Hi, Oklahoma. Hello from hell, Jason. How is it? Is it hot? If I become a crazy cat lady with 12 cats, I think more than you will be watching. I think I'll develop a whole new audience. Maybe I'll develop all the audience that I lost since posting about Palestine. My viewership has definitely gone down. I understand it's happening from two causes. It's not just the algorithm. It is the algorithm in the sense that a lot of people just don't want to hear shit about Palestine and genocide and misery because we don't have the capacity to think about that. And somebody posted an Instagram copy of a tweet that was basically like, it's really hard to get people to wake up to one thing because if they wake up to that one thing, they'll very quickly understand that that one thing is tied to basically every single aspect of our lives, and that is just a lot of psychological deconstruction that a lot of people aren't prepared for. So yeah, I get it, but we still gotta talk about it, I think. I still have to talk about it. What up, England? Hi, St. Louis. Hola, Ohio. Hi, Columbia. Columbia on the waterfront. It's west of Carroll Gardens. Worker-owned sandwich shop. What's it called? I love worker-owned stuff. Carroll Gardens is an hour away by subway if the subways are behaving, but I'm down. Not the Colorado you think of when people say Colorado. Which Colorado are you in? Okay, let's get the chicken liver or the chicken hearts going in that pot. Let's turn around. Yeah. A full mess here on the stove. We got the blood and the mess. I think people need to really look at animal parts and train themselves to know that this too is a part of the animal. Not a lot of people eat chicken hearts, I understand. It looks pretty ghastly, especially when coated in cornstarch like this, but y'all, it's from the same animal that you're eating anyway, so instead of only thinking about what you're eating as meat, think about it as a living organism that died for you. Think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. Oh, so these are delicious. Okay. I'm currently 12:33, 12:34 in New York. China. Which part? I really think that people who get the ick from eating organ meat are not only missing out, but also depriving themselves of thinking about life in a certain way that I hope we can, I don't know, start changing our perception on a little bit more, you know? It's just, it's kind of sad for me to think about how much we actually reject life as living human beings. There are so many aspects of life that we choose not to pay attention to anymore just because it's quote unquote hard for us to deal with. And honestly, I think we all have to like man up. I know that term is gendered. I used it very, very deliberately. Man up. I was going to not overcrowd the pan, but fuck it, I'm lazy. Let's go. Done. Plant Mama, you donate platelets? That's pretty badass. Thank you for donating your platelets. I don't think that back burner is gonna cut it. It's too small. We're gonna move it here. Delicious. All right. Next, we're going to try to make some pancakes. Mushrooms are still gonna go in at some point. I just don't know when yet. The rest of the chicken broth will also be used. I just don't know when yet, but rest assured, it'll all get cooked. I'm going to add in a little bit of our scallion garlic mixture into our hearts as well. Can't ever go wrong with that. People don't want to engage with life. They just want to reap the benefits of certain organisms' death. And that's not on them. At a certain point, we all got trained to focus on death as pleasure. Others' death as pleasure. I think that's just what capitalism wants us to concentrate on, because death is how we make money now. So Jason, we know you're gay. We know you're loud and you're proud. We support you. But also new jokes, Daddy. New jokes, please. And y'all didn't ask for this, but... Oh, that didn't work. Oh, that also didn't work. That's not the right bowl. Alright, here we go. Ready? 1. Chicken hearts are currently just scallion, garlic, oil. I'm about to do some chicken broth, some mushrooms, and I don't know about seasoning yet. We'll see, I guess. Any suggestions for how you want me to flavor this? I'm sure we can fry them and make chicharrones, but not today. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of wine, just a little splash, and then also I'm gonna add in some ume wine. Just gonna cut down on a potential gaminess, and also the ume wine is quite sweet, so it's gonna add a little bit of sugar content. I'm gonna go in with a little Timor pepper. This is like a citrusy citron pepper. I'm really in love with it, and I think it adds nice brightening touch to gamier things. It's like kind of floral too. It's got a yuzu flavor profile. If you know about yuzu, it's one of the more fragrant orange citrus type fruits of Japan. said tahini, then I'll go in with a little bit of black lime. And you said heat, so I'll go in with a little bit of smoked chipotle. It's gonna be all over the place, y'all. The cornstarch is gonna thicken our broth into a very nice consistency. I'm hoping it'll be very saucy in that curry way by the time we finish. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of hot paprika. And I think I'm also gonna grate in quite a bit of ginger. I think that'll add heat, but also ginger is very good for when I'm sick. I'm gonna taste this after the wine boils off a little bit more, and then I might go in with one of the blends that I have, just to keep things more classical. Although I have to see what the spices I already added in here taste like. Does not feel good to be this sick. I did not add my veggies. I think veggies can go into lentil soup maybe. Oh yeah, we still need to season the lentil soup. I'm stirring the bottom a little bit because I think the cornstarch got stuck. So I'm just trying to make sure that nothing is burning too badly. A little burn is fine. A little burn is flavor. Too much burn is bitter. By the way, this is Mom's cooking spoon. It's turned into one of my favorite cooking utensils. Okay, you're gonna hate me, but I keep looking at this barbecue sauce. What if we made barbecue chicken hearts? Is that disgusting? Is that absolutely disgusting? Oh my god, y'all, I'm disgusting. I'm so gross. Hi, UK. What up, what up, what up? Okay, I'm gonna add barbecue sauce only after the wine burns off. I really need to taste what the fuck is going on here first before I commit even more crimes against humanity. We don't need any more of those around. I've been sick since probably a long time. I've been burning out for a long time, but the symptoms of actual cold kicked in Tuesday. So I've been feeling sick for 2 weeks now, I think. Just constant fatigue, edging on actually getting a fever and sore throat and all of that. But like Tuesday is when it was no doubt definitely very sick. Your 3 cats are watching intently, as is your elderly corgi. Guys, taste the chicken hearts. Alright, we turn our attention, we're gonna lower the heat here. And we turn our attention to our lentils for a sec. And I just want to show you these adorable collard greens that I got from the farmer's market. I splurged 20 bucks on the farmer's market this week. Again, I bought these Sunday. They've held up actually quite well, but they are starting to go. These are so tiny, the tiniest collards. I'm gonna cut it in here. Probably more efficient with a knife on a cutting board, but I wash my knife without thinking, so. I don't know why this container keeps saying it's got 7 portions when there's only this much shit in it, you know? Whatever, this is what I'm gonna season it with. Let's get rid of this packet that's been hanging around. I don't want it hanging around anymore. If you're asking me what's in this packet, I don't know. I don't speak Japanese, but I can read you the ingredients label for the whole package in a few secs. Okay, the ingredients on this in English read seasoning mix, kurakon, koya tofu, toreniku, tamoko, Toji. I have no idea what I just said. Ingredients include millet jelly, which is reduced syrup, sugar, salt, bonito extract, vinegar, yeast extract, soy sauce, which includes water, soybean, wheat, salt, dried bean curd, aka tofu, carrot, mushroom, green onion, glucose, calcium chloride, baking soda, product of Japan. Well, there you have it. Hello, Moroccan living in France. How's France? What's France up to these days? Time to stir this. I wish I had one of those Japanese curry cubes. Oh my god, that would taste so good. All right, it's time to add in our shrooms. I try not to use the very last bit of mushroom stock because sometimes it has sediment in it, which means gritty, which means not delicious. Oh yeah, a lot of countries are living in Delulu land, but at least France didn't vote no on the UN resolution, am I right? Sarah, I think both of those options sound amazing. What does your gut say? June, have you ever made something that is inedible for you in your trash panda life or gave you stomach issues? No to the stomach issues, maybe once or twice actually, but I can't recall which instances. But yeah, some things are just not good. Some things that I make are just not good. Trial and error is a way of living. It's not a guaranteed way for success every time. But if we reframe success and just say that was a learning experience, then everything can be a success in that it taught you something. And so I still feel embarrassed when I like bring something to a friend and I'm like, it's not my best work, but I think it's kind of almost empowering for me and maybe for other people too, if they can get past their preconceptions of what food is and what cooking is and what success is, to like show that we don't always have to make perfect things and that we fail, and that friendship means that you're allowed to present something that's not as optimal and still have other people taste it and give you pretty honest feedback. Like my friends will tell me when things don't taste good. I appreciate it when my friends tell me that my food isn't good when it's not good. You know, like I don't want them to lie to me or anything like that. I want to hear from my friends when they don't like it. I think that's what friendship is. I think if I can feel safe and secure enough in a friendship to take that feedback and to not hear it as a sort of criticism, then that is what true friendship is. And that was my main issue when I worked at Delish on those budget eats comments. People like took a lot of issue with Aaron giving me very direct feedback. They just couldn't stomach the fact that he would criticize my food when honestly that's what he was there to do. You know, so like, we all need a Simon Cowell in our lives. I don't think we should villainize honesty. When the honesty's intention is there to be educational and is given in kindness and acceptance, I don't think that should be a bad thing. I think we all need to get used to being criticized. I think that's also what's leading us to this environment of calling everything anti-Semitism, besides the very fact that it's a political tool of oppression to call everything anti-Semitism even when it isn't. Not to say that anti-Semitism doesn't exist, it very much does. But the way that we're passing legislation to try to redefine what anti-Semitism is very much is in line with this culture that we have of we can't criticize anything because criticizing means you're trying to destroy that thing. No, not at all. Criticizing means we're trying to work together to make something better so that we can learn from our mistakes and learn what we can do differently next time so that we don't make something that's mediocre. Instead, we have a world of euphemisms and white lies that is normalized for us to keep carrying on when things clearly aren't great, when things are clearly hurting other people, when things clearly don't taste good. And we just uphold this idea that, like, it does taste good, of course, what do you mean? And it's kind of like Emperor's New Clothes come to life, but our entire world is based on it, and that is very depressing. I'm gonna go blow my nose. BRB. Okay, one day we're gonna make something with that spam and we are gonna delight in it. Today is not that day. Jason, you haven't even had the pleasure of tasting me. Definitely don't wear stuff out to a place where you know you might be at risk of getting attacked alone. That is the power of marching and protesting en masse. It gives you protection and solidarity. Do not do what you're not comfortable with. It's simply not worth it. And, I've gone to a couple of protests now where it's just like, we don't deal with cops. We don't get in trouble with the cops. We're also not trying to get arrested here, so don't, if you already feel like you might be at risk of receiving harm from other people who are more close-minded about what liberation means, then yeah, don't put yourself in the path of that risk. But do show up with others when it's safer to do so. I think that is important. I just saw this video actually of a dean's wife at Harvard or some other, like Yale, some Ivy institution, trailing after someone who was wearing a keffiyeh and, is that the way you say it? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And basically saying, thank you for wearing that and making everyone in this neighborhood feel unsafe. And it literally felt like a scene in a horror movie where you would have like malicious strangers trailing you, harassing you, and like maybe do something worse. It is absolutely unsafe in the United States right now to be pro-Palestine. But the more people show up en masse, the more we can change that narrative. And I think this is a fight worth fighting because it's related to all our other movements for liberation, and it's standing up for everyone who is being bullied, both by policy and by groups and by money and by individuals. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy watching later. I think in this lentil, I will also add a little bit of anise seed that we toasted last time. I think it's like, it makes me feel very minty and healthy. It has that slight fennel licorice vibe. And I think I need something to kind of clear me up a little bit. I think I will be adding a little bit of MSG to this lentil soup when it comes off of the heat. And I think it's almost ready, basically, for it to come off the heat. I don't think it needs to be cooked for much longer. It's pretty moshy. Pretty loosey moshy. So I get that MSG ready here. But I do want to add one more thing, just to go a little bit overboard. Let's see. What do I want? Oh yeah, let's do a little bit of turmeric. Turmeric is always good. Turmeric sounds fantastic right now. I'm gonna do a little bit of my favorite, purple shallot powder. This stuff is amazing. It's so good to smell, and and a little ground coriander. I think that will be it for me. Bye, Godzilla. Wait, how do you pronounce? Is it aniseed? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Love that golden color from the turmeric. Gives you a little more life. Cool. It's gonna come off the heat. I'm gonna add in my sprinkle of MSG. This is Mom's MSG. Thank you, Mom. My relationship with my mother is still evolving, by the way. Kind of crazy, right? It kind of reminds me of like when you fall in love one-sided and like the other person doesn't even know that you love them, but you start creating fantasies of what they're thinking and who they're like and what they do, and that's kind of like the relationship that I have with my dead mom, really. I keep thinking about her in ways that she can't actually actively participate or give me feedback in. Kind of strange, y'all, kind of strange. Water break. I think maybe in 3 to 5 minutes we can give this a taste. See how it's going. I can smell that Timor pepper so strongly. There's a little bit of that organy protein scent, but not too strong. Yeah, glass saucepan. Fucking amazing. I love it so much. Okay. Wow, look at the gorgeous color on this lentil soup now. So golden. Just 2 shakes of turmeric. Amazing. Okay. I'm gonna let this heart keep simmering. I think the gurgle of it is very comforting for all of us. And I'm gonna move on to try to roll out some pancakes for Grandma. Let's see. Do a little wipe down of the stove so nothing gets too overwhelming. And we continue onwards. All right. This dough is so crackly. Not a fan of this flour at all. I'm gonna shape it into a loose log and then cut it into pieces and then try to roll out each piece into a round and then try to sandwich some of our scallion garlic mixture in between 2 rounds and roll it out again. Or I might do something completely different. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I guess we'll see. Why don't we work with 1 round at a time first? Chat isn't refreshing for me. I don't know if you guys are just being quiet, but I'm gonna refresh the page. I guess give a holler if you're still here. Okay, cool. I like quiet. Thanks for letting me know. We've got lentils made here. We've got chicken hearts stewing below the camera, and now I'm rolling out these really janky scallion pancakes that I'm trying to do so that I can see if I can resuscitate this very lackluster dumpling dough. How to make mustard greens? I like stewing them. They're kind of bitter and tough sometimes. Unless you have the tender ones, in which case I think they could be really good. Salad, like chopped, but they tend to be a little bitter. It's okay, you don't have to talk. I just want to know that, like, nothing's malfunctioning. I get a little anxious when I see nothing happening in the chat because I'm worried constantly that, like, I'm not on the live anymore and I'm just literally talking to absolutely no one, which I already am, but you know what I mean. I do like Caesar dressing. What's not to like? Anchovies, olive oil. What else is in there? I like that people are playing video games while watching my lives. That's kind of cool. Sauteed bok choy and beef pepper. That sounds amazing. I want some. I don't know, maybe someone who's actually made scallion pancakes before can tell me how you do it. These, first of all, are not scallion pancake dough. It's all very questionable, y'all. It's all very questionable today. Maybe I can try rolling this up into a log. Seen some people do that before. Ooh, interesting. Batter type of scallion pancake? Very interesting, actually. I've never heard that. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm like rolling it up like it's a cinnamon roll. And then rolling the log into a spiral. So I have it rolled up into a log, like this. And then I roll the log into a spiral. Ooh, did you hear that? Mmm, squishy. Margarine, interesting. Yeah, I thought about that. I've definitely thought about that. Yo, I hope Grandma eats these, because if she doesn't, I'll just have wasted not only my dough, which wasn't good anyway, but also my scallions and my schmaltz. We're going to stir this pot a little bit. Mmm, egg sandwich. Are you happy with how it turned out? That silkiness is looking pretty good. Okay. I think if Grandma ends up eating these, I'll definitely try to put some baking powder into the dough next time for a little bit of leavening. Or if I'm more coordinated, I feel like yeast would be pretty good too. Trying to roll this as thin as possible so it cooks quickly and is easier for her to chew through. Here's one that I just made from scraps in the morning. You don't like the sweetness of mayo? That's ludicrous. How do you think that? I mean, you can do like a German potato salad way. I think German potato salad doesn't use mayo. It's basically like a vinaigrette. So olive oil and vinegar. Maybe you would like the more tart variety of egg salad. This is much less cute, but it'll have to do. Okay. I think I need a little more work on rolling these logs out. I don't think the logs are the best way to go. But now I know. Trial and error. That's what we're all about. Oh yeah, sour cream could be good. Although, do we think sour cream, I guess sour cream is a little less sweet than mayo. Good one, Gary. Good rec. I'm gonna try to re-roll this one. That one was pretty abysmal. Ooh, Greek yogurt. Yum. Oh, without any creamy white substance. Yeah, vinaigrette then. Maybe like a Caesar dressing, like somebody was asking me before. Chili oil and vinegar. They're falling apart. I'm not very happy. Not very happy with this result. We'll have to re-roll those out later. All right, let's go a different wrap then. Let's go back to what I was doing this morning. Roll out 2 rounds and cut them out. I think it's time for us to taste a heart and a mushroom. So, let me pull out a little bowl for myself. We're gonna let it cool so I don't burn the shit out of myself. I'm gonna lower the heat even more. I'm gonna have to go blow my nose really quickly. BRB. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Let's taste this shit. See where we're at with the seasoning. Mushroom first. Mmm. 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 It's got like the right bit of gaminess that I actually really love. I actually want to taste a little bit of this gravy just to get a better sense of where the flavors are at in this whole pot. I love hummus and eggs. I love hummus and raw mushrooms. I love hummus and blanched broccoli. I love hummus and sometimes on like plain pasta, like a penne or like a noodly scooper shape. I love hummus on pita chips, obviously. I also love hummus on, what do I love hummus on? There's something else that I'm forgetting. Beans. I love it on beans. Beans on beans. I don't know if I want to add barbecue sauce to this, honestly. I might serve it with barbecue sauce when I want to eat it, but the curry is, the sauce is actually pretty fucking good. Yum! I want some white pepper in this. I think we're gonna go a little like East Asian with the styles of flavoring here. I want something a little more dank and I want something a little brighter. So white pepper for sure. Wow, so good. Delightful. Maybe a little bit of my green garlic scapes. Oh yeah. I want a little bit of Caribbean bay leaf for that floral note. And I want a smoked star anise in there. Let's see if I have bits. Oh yeah, nice. I do have bits. I like using the bits sometimes when I don't want to commit to a whole. And then a little bit of anise or aniseed, whatever you want to call it. Just for that kind of mintiness that I think would freshen it up slightly. Yum. I'm pretty happy with this. And I do feel like a little extra spice could be good. So let's do a little bit of smoked paprika and a little bit of silk chili. We've basically made our own barbecue sauce if you think about it. There's some sugary plum wine in here. There's a lot of different kinds of chili. What else goes into barbecue sauce? I don't know, man. It looks brown. Delicious. Perfect. I'm pretty happy with our results. spoons even though I just did dishes. I don't know how that's possible, but it's happened. All right. Bye, lad. Lentils are so homey. I love it. Maybe a little too salty? Why is this so... Oh. I think the chicken stock had salt in it and I forgot. And also the seasoning packet. Yep, that should do it. Otherwise, delicious. I love it. I think I'm gonna stay on the live for 15 more minutes. And then I'm gonna say adios. My job here is done. Your cat likes shirts? That's cool. Does your cat look like it's being tortured when you put a shirt on it? I should add some ketchup. You're right, I will. I'm gonna add some sun-dried tomato. Acid to combat the salt. Look at y'all. Cooking whizzes. All right, I will. I was thinking that a little vinegar could do me some good, you know, given that I'm sick and all, and vinegar is supposedly good for you. So maybe some balsamic, because Mom used to love using balsamic. Cool. Okay. Let's give that a stir and taste. Let's be honest, the harness probably feels like a corset, which is basically a torture instrument. Perfect addition. Thank you for that acid comment. You guys are teaching me how to be a better cook. Oh, how the tables have turned. I love it. Everything is cyclical. Find comfort in it. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Very good. Taking a cookie cutter and cut it. That's one way of getting a weird little scallion pancake. And then I roll it out even more so that it's not too thick for the pan to cook. I think ranch dressing would be delicious on eggs, yeah. Y'all, this dough is so fucked. I've never had such fucked dough before in my life. It can't take on moisture at all. It falls apart. Janky ass pancakes. Will Grandma like it? Stay tuned on the next season of Oh God, Not Again. Oh God, not again. I think Grandma is also getting sick of dumplings too, so I'm gonna have to find a replacement. I think an easy one for me to do will just be congee. I can just do congee. Great for the winter too. But yeah, menu planning for Grandma, what a task. What a task. It's like I'm a private chef who does not get paid. I mean, that's exactly what I am. White pepper smells like kitty litter? What? Jesus. I've also heard it described as barnyard. Barnyard. Yes, that's the word. You're missing out though. I feel like white pepper is one of my favorite spices, for sure. Dude, I've been making dumplings on lives for like over a year. You can definitely make it. I've made enough dumplings that even Grandma has tired of eating them, so you're ready. You're ready. You may not feel like it, but you're ready. Somehow with all of my added kitchen space, I still managed to make it feel claustrophobic. Old habits die hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna halt making even more pancakes before I even know if Grandma likes them or not. Absolutely no point in me making more if she ends up hating them, so. If you only want to make 24 dumplings, yeah, you only need like a cup. Maybe not even a cup of filling. I think about a heaping teaspoon goes into every dumpling. There's 16 tablespoons in a cup. There's 8 tablespoons in a half cup. 8 tablespoons is about 24 teaspoons. So you might just need like 2/3 of a cup of filling for 24 dumps. Hi, Germany. Okay. I'm tapped out, y'all. I'm tired. We made 2 things to eat today. We made some things that Grandma might or might not eat tomorrow. I feel accomplished. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and not wearing yourselves too thin. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Oh No, Oh No, Oh God, Oh No. Cool. Bye. Stay safe.